Alright, in this video I'm going to show you how to reset everything on the embroidery machine. You have to do this every time that you run a new design. Maybe not this part, but make sure the power's on. Make sure you already have your hooped thing already hooped. And I'm right-handed, and in the video I'm holding the camera with my right hand, so this is going to be a little fun. So there we go. Over here, most likely it's going to look like this. So the first thing you have to do is hit 1. That will move the head over to 1. And then we have to find the center of this. Okay, so the center running down this way and the center running down this way. This would be X and this would be Y. Okay, so what we're going to do is position this needle so it's in the exact center of this circle. It can be as exact as possible, but you can eyeball it. There's no doubt about it. So I'm just going to move that using the arrow. I'm going to move it. And you notice it's really fast. So over here you can turn down the power by clicking this one. And now when you move it with the arrows, it moves nice and slow. So I'm going to eyeball the center of this, both in X and Y. And then I'm going to come over here and hit home. And using the directional pad, I'm going to page down to set start. And then right here I'm going to hit enter. And then enter again. Alright, so that's how you set the center point in your hoop. Again, that has to happen every time you run a new design. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to load a DST file into the machine. So the DST file is located on the flash drive. The flash drive is plugged in via this cord. Never remove the cord. Okay, always plug it into this, not here. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and load it in. So I use this button. And up here, I want to choose Input Design to Memory. Enter. Choose the file by pressing the page down button. Hit enter, and then enter. To retrieve that file, hit escape, hit escape. We have to make sure that this is in non-embroidery mode. Okay, to toggle that, again, it's this button right here, and then enter. So yellow bad, red good, in order to retrieve a file. Choose this button. Now page down to select design for embroidery and choose the file and then hit enter. And then enter again. You know you have it correctly when it says the number that was inputted and the question or the file name is up here. Now before you run this, you have to run a contour check. Remember that, every time, a contour check. So please see how to run a contour check video before you run this. So the new graphic is now located here. You can see that it's loaded. Cool. It should also be on number 1. All right, now what we're going to do is go home, contour design check, or contour range check. Enter. And you can see what it's doing. It's showing you that it fits within the circle. If it goes outside this circle, you need a bigger circle. Okay, again, in order to run that, it's home, contour range check, enter. Cool, so it does fit within the circle, so I'm good to go. Again, that has to be ran every time that you have a new graphic. And if it does not fit, you have to make sure it's in the bigger hoop, or change your graphic size. Okay, for this graphic, I'm going to show you how to choose the color that's going to come from the embroidery machine. So first off, in the software, make sure that you're in maybe 3D view. Click on it, the image, and you can see the stitches that way. And you know the stitches are correct, they're all there. And over here, it tells you what needle that is. 1, and it's red. Okay? I actually want a purple question mark. Okay, but I know at least it's that needle right there that needs to be purple. So over here, I find the purple thread. In this case, purple is number 7. Over here, I choose this button, and then up here, set color. Okay, enter. And here's all my needles. So I'm paging over using this button right here and choosing the number thread, which is purple. That is number 7. I can clear these other ones out. Somehow. It does not matter though. I'm going to keep them the way they are. So because this is only a single color, I'm just going to leave that one alone. Just leave that one at 7 because that is 7 over here. Cool. And when you're done, hit enter.
Kenneth Schuster, please come to the main office. Kenneth Schuster, please come to the office.
So there we go. That's how you change the color on the machine from the software. Enjoy. After I have got everything in here, so I've loaded the file, I've chosen the color, I can then run it. So in order to run it, I have to be in embroidery mode. Right now it's not. So toggle. Okay, and now, before anything, you have to center that. Please watch the video on how to center the one needle in the hoop. If you have not watched that yet, please watch that. Also, you should do a contour check. So if you haven't done a contour check, please watch the video on how to do a contour check. If you've done the centering and the contour check, you could then go ahead and run. I did a question mark because you're going to have questions. Nice. There was no thread breaks, so I'm going to try to run a couple of these until I get a thread break. That way you can kind of see how to rethread a needle. Maybe I'll simulate a thread break in another video. So if you have a thread break, please watch the I have a thread break video. Alright, so let's say you had a thread break. So I'm going to simulate a thread break because I still haven't had a thread break. So this button, or this little light, will turn red if you had a thread break. So I'm going to simulate one of these. I'm going to basically open this up, and I'm going to make the worst possible thread break possible. Okay? And we'll do this on a color that's easy to see in the video. So let's say, for instance, it broke right there. Cool. Let me go get some scissors. Forgot those. So the first thing we do is take the thread and trim it, and we bring it down to this mechanism. Okay, you notice it has this little tiny spring. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to load this thread in back of here, and it has to go in the little spring. So push the little spring up, just like that, and you can see how that went in. Good. Now grab this side, and this is where maybe some tweezers or something like that might come in handy. So that's what the first part of this should look like. Good. Also, you see this red string should come directly from that, so that you can follow it down and then through that. Okay, next we bring it back up, and it goes into this hole on the arm. From this, we go down into this little brown hole. Good. We're almost there. Now, go down, and it goes into this little brown hole. And from that little brown hole, it goes in back of a hook. That cannot be seen in the video. So I'll elevate this camera down so you can see it. So it goes in back of this hook. Just like that. Okay, at this point you're probably going to have to trim your thread again because it has a fray. Use very sharp scissors. The next part is threading the needle. This I'm going to have to get my head in here probably. Go. Then grab it with your other hand. So threading the needle. Goes just like that. So it goes in back of that hook, then down. Lastly, it goes up into this spring. About a 1/2 inch, cut it off. If you don't trust yourself, a good operation would probably be to simulate a thread break, just like I did before you run your job. That way you know how to do it before you run your job. Alright, so that is how to fix a thread break. Make sure you close the door, and then you can hit the green button to start the job in the process. This light will turn green, and depending if you threaded it correctly, it should keep going. Enjoy.